Danny Scarhill here, the founder of the webinar Chiropractor.com, and I'm at the UCA seminar in the UK today with Dr. Brian Kelly of Chiropractic College Life West in the USA. How are you doing today, Dr. Brian?
Good to see you. Great seminar.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Great
to see you on stage before. Absolutely inspiring.
Thank you.
Can I just ask you, if that's okay, what's your vision for Life West Chiropractic College now that you're president?
Well, that's a great question, and we sat down with our board of trustees or board of regents back in April, and they asked the question. They said, where would you like to take the college as the new president? And my answer was, where are we going to take it? And so we needed a vision, and the vision had been kind of infused amongst the walls and the people and the graduates for 3 decades. But to arrive at that point, we had to come up with what was important to us. And essentially it was what were our values, and so that then led on to deciding what the vision came out of that. And so the values were, we value the philosophy of chiropractic, an understanding of innate intelligence and vitalism. We value our histories and heritage of the profession. We value the supremacy and understanding of the nervous system. We value the specificity, power and intent of the chiropractic adjustment. We value a sustainable future. And so we looked at these pieces and got pretty excited about that, and then we said, well, from that, it's pretty clear what our vision is or will become, and the vision actually transcended chiropractic. And so we met for 2 days and we knocked these ideas around, and we came out after 2 days and we said, you know what, the vision of the institution actually transcends education. And it was really exciting. We walked out with goosebumps, and our conclusion was that the vision of Life Chiropractic College West in San Francisco was to create a brighter future for humanity, even though the vehicle was chiropractic education, postgrad ed, and obviously research.
That's a big vision.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Brilliant. So I survey my list of subscribers quite often, and 2 questions that come up continuously, it would seem, would be, how do I get more new patients? And then when I get them, how do I retain them for a lifetime?
Yeah.
What would be your tips or suggestions for those people that ask those questions?
Well, what it's not for new patients is it's not a yellow pages listing. It's not having the best website, although that can be a neat entry point. That has to start with the vision of the chiropractor. So what we did when we practiced in Melbourne, Australia, we sat down and we said, if we look at our community and our wider community, how many people do we want to be under chiropractic care? That was the question we asked, and that answer all of a sudden meant it wasn't about a volume decision. We don't want 100 people a week or 100 people a day or whatever that was. It is we want to have a massive impact in the community, and then we worked out how we could do that. So that's kind of the first piece. What's the vision for you within your community? And if it's a small vision, like we want to help a few folks, then what you do will be quite different than if it's a big vision. We want to have everyone under care, or chiropractic is the first choice. And so when you can get clear about that in your mind, then the tactics become quite different, and they become, on the second piece, it's amazing the number of chiropractors who I meet, and they say, well, I want to see people once a month or for a checkup basis, or once a fortnight, or once a week, whatever it is. So they have a plan, they offer to their patients, and people go, that makes sense. And then you ask them the question, how often do you get your spine checked? And they kind of look away and look down, and they then realise that the care they have is random. And so if like attracts like, you want to have a regular adjustment schedule for you and your family, not just at a seminar, not in a corridor or a restaurant. And it's funny how when you start doing that, your compliance goes up.
Yeah. So
I guess the discussion was about having things in integrity. But then the mechanics of that are relatively simple. It's like if someone comes in, and you've got to ask the question, what's the clinical objective? And so let's say someone comes in their their mid-30s, they've never had chiropractic care, they've had maybe the odd horse fall as a kid, they played contact sport, they come in, they might have a sore shoulder. That's why they present to you. So the question is, what's the service you're offering them? And if the vision is I want to have lifetime care for that person and their family, then the examination you do of their spine and nervous system and functional tests will be quite different than I just look at the shoulder. So it amazes me the number of chiropractors who don't even, for example, check the whole spine. And I think that's bordering on negligence for 2 reasons. And you'd never find a dentist who only checks the saw tooth. One reason is mechanically the spine's connected, and secondly, neurologically it's obviously connected. And then the other piece is You can have asymptomatic areas, so asymptomatic subluxations. So for retention, it's like you need a clinical plan of where's someone's spine starting in terms of function, where do you want it to, what's the clinical endpoint, the best it can be, and have a roadmap of how to get there. And from my experience, some kind of corrective care model takes months to get changes in a spine. It's not days or weeks. So the idea is you get them back to the spine, back to the best that it can be for that individual, and then it's just a matter of a check-up basis. And that'll be dependent on the person's lifestyle, how you run your office and so forth. But if you say to people, if you maintain your spine, then there's enormous benefits to that, and you explain to them what they are, most people go, you know what, that makes sense, I think I'll try it.
Yeah.
We also used to find, as many chiropractors do, often your best patients are the ones who drop out of care and come back in and they report, they say, when I was under your care, I noticed that. I had less sick days, I was more productive at work, life was kind of easier. But for the retention piece, it's not telling them what to do, it's an education process, and that takes a lot of work, hard work, regular work, every day, every visit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So when you were on stage earlier today, I heard you talk about running a health workshop. Initially you had 1 or 2 people booked in, and then all of a sudden you had 800 people booked in for your health workshop. How did you go about achieving that phenomenal result there?
Right. In fact, we had 850 people, and they turned up for a talk we put on at 4 days' notice.
Yeah.
So what we did was, we heard there was a chiropractor coming into Melbourne, Australia, who, by the way, no one had heard of. So we never told them. In the promotion, we didn't say, come in here, Dr. XYZ. We knew this guy was a great speaker. He had a broad range of subjects. So we put together an idea, and we said, we're going to have an evening lecture for our patients, and the topic would be health, wealth, and wisdom. And we figured, patients are under our care or interested in health, so that would be one area of interest. We figured most people would like to make more money. And the third group was, they'd like to learn something. So we just made up the title, Health, Wealth and Wisdom. And then we looked at the venue, and our reception area might have held, 30 people at most. We looked at the church hall across the road, we thought it wasn't appropriate. And then we looked up the road at the local town hall, and we hired it and just went for broke. And so the vision was we were going to fill the town, the goal, fill the town hall. The vision was, imagine more people could learn about health and our message. It would make our practice better, it would make their lives better, and who knows, someone might go to that talk and become a chiropractor. So then the tactics or the strategy was, we would get on the phone, we divided up the patient list, printed it all out, we divided up in terms of a list and gave it to each of the chiropractors or the staff, and we all were phoning patients. Literally, it was a phone-a-thon. And so what we did was we would make phone calls, and we decided the curfew was like 10 o'clock at night. And at 10:15 in the evening, we were saying, phoning patients, and we'd say, hi, it's Brian Kelly here, chiropractor. And the person would go, did I miss my appointment? We'd say, no, we're calling about an international speaker who's here on Tuesday night, would love you to come. The talk's called Health, Wealth and Wisdom. It's at the local Ivanhoe Town Hall. Tickets are $15. I've got 2 for you, complimentary. How many would you like? The person would go, I'll take 2. Great. They'll be at the reception at the office Monday. We'll see you Tuesday at 7:30, Health, Wealth and Wisdom international speaker. So we comped or gave away 700 tickets to our own patients, and then we sold 150 tickets at $15 each to local chiropractic offices. We sold it.
That's awesome. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. So if someone wants to find out more information about yourself and what you can offer them, is there a website you want to send my subscribers to have a look at?
Yeah, they can email me if they'd like to say g'day, or I keep in touch. And that email address is bkelly, B-K-E-L-L-Y, @lifewest.edu. Or they can check out what we're doing at the college in San Francisco Bay Area, and that's www.lifewest.edu.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr.
Awesome.
Brian Kelly, for taking some time out of your busy schedule to have a chat with us on the webinar Chiropractor.
Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers. You've been listening to Dr. Danny Scarhill, the founder of the webinarchiropractor.com, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.